There are four main towns for choosing where to stay in Santorini: Fira, Oia, Imerovigli, and Firostefani. In this video, we'll give a brief introduction to each of these areas, plus other parts of the island popular with visitors. These four towns are the most famous because they line the edge along the crescent cliff of the island, facing into the caldera, Santorini's signature view. On Santorini, the word caldera is used to describe both the steep cliffside and the area of ocean created when the original volcano blew its top. First, we'll start with Fira, the island's largest town and one of the most picturesque spots in all of Greece. It's perched on the steep caldera cliff and has amazing views of the volcano. Fira is Santorini's busiest town with the greatest concentration of hotels, restaurants, and shops, and sitting in any one of the myriad cafes with views out over the caldera is just spectacular. It also is the center of nightlife. If you like action, shopping, lots of choice for where to eat, and dance clubs, then this is where you'll want to be. If you want peace and solitude, then you'll likely find Fira busy, hectic, and touristy. That said, if you're just a little off the main street, it's pretty quiet until you step into the fray. Fira has many hotels with wonderful caldera views, but also a large number that are back from the cliff and without a view, which means they're cheaper and makes Fira a good choice for travelers on a budget. As can be expected of the commercial and geographic center of the island, it's the hub of Santorini's bus network, so you can get pretty much anywhere on the island with just one bus ride. It takes roughly 30 minutes by bus to Oia. The closest beach to Fira is in Kamari, about 15 minutes away by bus, and explored later on in this video. Oia is Santorini's fanciest town and the second most popular destination, with many of the island's best hotels. Located at the northern tip of the island, it's famous for its fabulous sunset views. There's lots of high-end shopping, many great restaurants, and plenty of spots to enjoy a meal or sit and sip a cold drink. The town is busy through the day up until sunset, when it's packed in high season, but then gets quiet quickly as many tourists return to other parts of the island. Much of the main area for visitors to Oia is pedestrian only, along a central marble promenade with lots of small lanes that descend between hotels on the caldera side and between shops and restaurants throughout the village. During the high season, the road through Oia is a one-way loop that often gets clogged with vehicles. In the off-season, vehicles move in both directions. Most of Oia's best hotels face the caldera, which in Oia is facing south, not west, the direction of the sunset. This means that the hotels that do face the sunset do not look into the caldera. Only a few Oia hotels have unimpeded sunset views toward the west. The walk from Oia to Fira is beautiful, but takes several hours, so for the most part, Oia is a taxi or bus ride away from the hub of the island. Imerovigli is Santorini's quietest town along the caldera and has the island's best sunset views as the orientation is toward the west. The cliff is higher here, and the view of the sunset is unimpeded by any neighboring islands, which isn't the case in Fira and Firostefani. Imerovigli is also home to some of the island's best resorts and sheer drop-offs down the cliffside below the hotel rooms and patios covering the hillside. Imerovigli is a 20 to 30 minute walk from Fira along the beautiful walking path, or a short bus ride or taxi ride. Imerovigli doesn't have a lot of restaurants, but the ones that are here are all excellent. There are no bars or nightlife in Imerovigli. Firostefani is a short 10-minute walk along the footpath from Fira. If you want to be close to the action of Fira but don't want the crowds, then Firostefani is a great choice. Caldera views here are equally dramatic and wonderful. There are 10 to 12 restaurants in the area, a bakery, shops, and a couple of markets, but not the nightlife of close by Fira. If visiting or staying near the beach appeals to you, or you have a longer stay on the island, you'll want to check out some of Santorini's towns away from the caldera, which include Kamari, Perissa, Perivolos, Pyrgos, Akrotiri, and Megalochori. Kamari, on the other side of the island with beachside towns, has a wonderful family-friendly atmosphere, a pedestrian beachfront walkway, and plenty of good restaurants, if not the great ones found in the most popular areas of Santorini. Kamari has a pebble beach, and the swimming is cool, refreshing, and wonderful with crystal clear waters. There's also the lovely Kamari Open Air Cinema, one of the best outdoor cinemas in Europe, showing English language movies nightly and serving cocktails and snacks in a charming atmosphere. It's a 15-minute bus ride to Fira from Kamari, making day trips to the caldera easy. Perissa Beach has nicer sand than Kamari, but it's farther from Fira than Kamari, which makes visiting the caldera a bit more time-consuming. A few new luxury hotels and upscale restaurants have opened here, though there are still plenty of great, affordable hotels and low-key restaurants and bars all along the pedestrian-friendly beach road. Perissa offers a nice alternative to the crowded caldera villages, with sunrise sea views and direct access to the water. Perivolos is an extension of Perissa Beach. There's no defining border between the two towns. Perissa is the northern, busier section. Perivolos is the southern, quieter section. And the name Perissa is often used for the whole strip of coast. Perivolos has a few new luxury hotels opening up, as well as some fine dining restaurants and upscale beach clubs, especially at the south end of the beach strip, Imerovigli Beach. Perivolos is emerging as the most luxurious beachfront area in Santorini. It takes about 30 minutes to get to Fira from here by bus. Pyrgos is the most charming of Santorini's traditional villages. From its mountaintop perch at the highest point on the island, it offers panoramic sunset views over the whole of Santorini. This is an ideal place to stay in for living like a local in an area that's not the caldera or the beach. Most of Pyrgos is pedestrian only, with its maze-like footpaths dotted with restaurants, local boutiques, picturesque churches, and the ruins of a Venetian castle. The foothills surrounding the village are full of vineyards, many offering tours and tasting rooms. From the main square, it's about a 10-minute ride into Fira for more dining, nightlife, and shopping. Akrotiri is a catch-all name for the village, ruins, and southern peninsula of Santorini. The village itself is quite small, with just a few restaurants, chapels, and castle ruins. From the village and the main bus stop, it's only a 15-minute walk to the excavation site of the prehistoric town of Akrotiri, believed to have inspired the legend of Atlantis. The ruins are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the main attraction in this part of the island. The Akrotiri Peninsula is also home to several of Santorini's best beaches, including Red Beach, White Beach, Vlihata Beach, and Caldera Beach, and great views of the rest of the island looking north. At its western tip is a lighthouse, which is the quietest and most romantic sunset viewpoint on the island. A car is strongly recommended to stay in this area, as most hotels, restaurants, beaches, and attractions are fairly spread out over the peninsula. Megalochori is a charming labyrinth of winding alleys, traditional houses, and churches with ornate bell towers and a good number of trees. The central plaza is full of charming sidewalk cafes and tavernas. A handful of boutique hotels offer views of the sea and vineyards in the surrounding hills that ring the village. And Megalochori is home to the oldest and one of our favorite vineyards on the whole island, the fifth-generation family-run Gavalis Winery. While most first-time visitors to the island choose hotels in the 4 main towns along the caldera, returning visitors, or those with enough time to stay in multiple locations, may enjoy some of the other areas we've discussed. We've got lots of other videos all about Santorini and the other Greek islands and many other places on our YouTube channel and throughout our site, santorinidave.com. Thanks for watching.